Good morning. Good morning. Let's see if this works. Let us see. Let us see. I'm gonna try something here. Display settings. Scale. There we go. All right. Let's see how that goes. Hey, Peter. Good morning. Tony, what's going on, guys? All right. I'm trying out a new laptop. Let's see if how this does with regards to with regards to live streaming. Let me know how picture quality is, audio quality, all of that. Give it a try. All right. So yesterday, I'll fill you guys in, but I brought my model to an amps show or an amps. So far, it's good. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. Went to amps is the Armored Modelers. Preservation Society, I think is what it is. And they're basically the guys who build armor and have their own show. And they're similarities to IPMS, but the differences are things like they use an open judging system, and it's primarily geared towards armor. Great. I've met with a bunch of these guys. They're again great builders. No, you're not going to vilify anything like that. They do things a little differently. But what they are trying to do in inviting us to join them at their event, which is a build day at the museum, the American Heritage Museum, is they understand that look, all models are models. Hey, Anthony number 2 in the house. Tony, what's going on, brother? Good morning to you. Been a hot minute. Hot. So they're looking to broaden, the people who showed up. So we had, according to Russ, their local chapter leader, we had the largest event yesterday, and there were about, I don't know, 27, 28 of us on the primary floor of the museum. I actually took a photo. I'm glad I was able to catch your morning stream. Usually I'm on the road. I can't sing. I forgot. Or I get danged. Just arriving to my sites. Yeah. Tony, it sounds like for the last few years, your new job has been one where, yeah, you just, because I think didn't you promote, if memory serves, and you've moved up in the world. And with that comes, hey, by the way, you have to be on site early. I love it. Only thing I notice is maybe that a shutter is not double of frame. 180 shutter frame seems a little staccato at times. Okay. Hey, I'm giving this thing a try. We'll see how it works. Theoretically, it's a much newer laptop. Should be performing better. It is a touchscreen laptop. I'm gonna see if I can Ubuntu loaded on it, and if I can, and the touchscreen part of it works, I might just transition over to this thing. We'll see. But first things first. Let me see if I can show you guys this photo. But Peter, thank you for filling me in on that. Yeah, I got promoted a couple times the last 2 years, so I have to be a good boy. You be a good boy. Anyway, that is. I'll show you guys this super focus. There we go. That is the us on the main floor of the American Heritage Museum building models. Anyway, no, I'm using my camera. my Logitech camera. Anyway, 27 people there. It was great. Hey Nigel, how are you? So anyway, so I packed up everything. I actually brought the Savior egg part of the model with me and did some scribing. So I actually did get, see if it'll focus at all. Maybe, maybe not. Still the same issues with this camera, but you can almost see it. This area has been scribed and riveted. Hey, Kevin, good morning. How are you? I take the plane in the background. Not sure what I would do with it, but would look cool. Oh, dude, that's just the plane. Behind us was an Abrams. There were a couple of other tanks. And again, I don't know what's going on. There is I believe there's a T-62 there, Russian tank, or a T-55, one of those. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff there. Planes, armor, all sorts of stuff. This is the thing I'm trying to say about when we talk about PatCon. It's like you can go to PatCon, do your thing in the morning, set up your models, go buy your shit, go to a seminar. Now it's like noonish and you're kind of bored. Go to the museum, come back for awards, hang out with people. Anyway, yeah, the plane is pretty cool, and it's funny. You're looking at it up close and in person, and it's like, my God, the armor was actually the really good stuff because for me, my perspective, I love working on armor, and to see it's like, man, is as detailed as a lot of models are, it's how much stuff they still miss. I was like, hi, you would be counting rivets on that thing, don't you? Oh God, yeah. And I do want to give a shout out to my boys up in New Hampshire. GraniteCon is coming up on October 18th, a couple of weeks after our show. Good guys. We have a guy here that sold tanks for really, but a fighter jet in your front yard would say, "Don't even sneeze on my house." Yeah. Or it would actually probably beg people to come up and try to like, "Ooh, can I look? Can I look? Can I look?" All right, so let's put the stuff that I had from yesterday away. What's a good word, Nigel? Your lads. I'm gonna put these on. Anyway, fun times yesterday. It was good. I was there for a few hours. I put the deal away for a couple of days. Oh, really? Is this just just need to move on to something else? That sucks, man. Well, I hope it's because it's just time to you just need to step away. Got the Merkava Mark II. Oh, nice. The Merkava Mark II. Tamiya. I don't think it. No, I don't think Tamiya did the 2D. They did the original Merkava. Yeah, I need a break from riveting. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I managed to get most of the Hammurabi built last night. I should be able to get it finished today, I hope. Nice. How you liking it so far, Anthony? It looked like from the work that you had done previously, you were pretty stoked with it. No, it's the 1800 part border model. Oh, yeah. Okay. It is border. And are you doing aftermarket tracks on it? I will say this is one of the benefits of building like a modern Gundam. If you want to do like a really high quality project where you're not spending a lot of time doing core assembly, that's the way to go. What the fuck is that? Oh, I know what that is now. Don't need that. Benefit of building Gundams every now and then. borderline insanity. Yeah, I bet it is. According to stereotype, it is proper rent a garden when you find a car when you cut the grass. But what level of garden is it? If cutting grass reveals a I wouldn't say it's redneck. I would say it's more more suburban. Welcome to suburbia. It's a really cool build. It has some new design parts that are kind of weird. In what regard weird, Tony? It's borderline insanity. I believe that. Hey, Mike, what's going on, brother? Good morning to you. Anyway, GraniteCon, April 18th. Let's get back to it. It has 3 parts to each track length. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not the worst I've seen. I think some of them like 5 parts. Ugh. But that's even 3 parts. That's a long time coming. All right. Let's get back to, speaking of riveting, let's get back to this guy, shall we? All right, we did that. We did that. We got up this way. I think I need to continue. If memory serves. So that do I? Recall now. Yes, I need to stop at that point. Yeah. For instance, the pegs for the shoulder joints are a 100% new to Bandai design for sure. This is pegs for the shoulder joints. It's a big kid, just over-engineered and awful instructions. Yeah. You know, I guess it comes back to, so what's the hallmark of an excellent model, right? Meaning what qualifies as, I mean, I mean, it's all the engineering, right? But what is it that, when you think about companies like Bandai and Tamiya, having built a couple of Tamiya kits now, but also the Meng 172nd. I can't speak. I take back. I am working on one 135th scale AMX 30 B2 French tank. But what is it about companies like Bandai, Tamiya, and I'll throw Meng into that, that they go way out of their way to make their models enjoyable to at least assemble? Very subjective, really. Yeah. Now, it seems to me that there are models out there, model makers, vendors, manufacturers, whatever you want to call them, who make a kit, and it's all about getting, like, we're going to give you so much detail, it's psychotic, right? Absolutely off the chain detailing. Hey, Nick, good morning. What's going on, brother? Off the chain, amazing detail work. Great. I'm very happy for you for that. But you're making the model so with such lack of enjoyment to build. And I keep coming back to like the Vespid models that I've worked on and the Flyhawks, the Flyhawk armor. It's the detail is, yeah, you can't complain about it and all the stuff that you're throwing inside, but it's not, they're not fun. What is that shirt, George? All I think is Peyton Manning always going Omaha. This is Omaha the Cat Dancer. It is a comic from the 1980s and 1990s that is decidedly not for children. George just sent you a pic of the shoulders. It's a plunger style piece. Goes into a ball and then locks in place with outer armor. Since we're conversing here. I'm not really focusing on building anything. Let's take a peek. I heard the telltale ding from my good friend Antonino. Oh, very interesting. Very much like aftermarket Kotobukiya doll parts. Yeah. That assembly is very much like a doll ball joint. Yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about. To me, is the last 3 years have all had great fitment and moderate hood details. The new Eastern companies are trying too hard to create something that can't really be done properly, but I do appreciate their efforts. Yes, I agree. But at what point do you provide a model that has all the details that you look at and you go, "Oh my god, this is gonna be great. This is like the best detailed model," but you start working on it and it's not fun. And that's my concern with a lot of this stuff is that you're building stuff that it's just not enjoyable. I'm very impressed with the new engineering. Yeah, it doesn't surprise, and I think one of the hallmarks of Bandai, if we want to say it, is Bandai is continuing to find ways of moving away from polycaps and working into um, to making their models again more enjoyable to build, and certainly giving them a if you think about polycap ball joints or polycaps in the past for holding things in, that sucks. That's the big problem with border. Yeah. Hey, Joe. It's a good word, my friend. How are you? Happy Sunday to you. I see that joint type in a lot of industrial designs. It just adds fasteners to lock it in position. You don't even have to use a fastener to lock it in because the cup has just enough size that it snaps around the ball, but you can't really pull it out because of what's inside. There's just nothing there once you put a cover over it. But that snapping together is incredible. In fact, I can't remember who it was who asked me. I think it might have been Peter, not Peter Almanach's Peter, but Peter Foti asked me, "Hey, I'm looking to get ball joints, and I bought shit tons of them, so I'll be bringing those at our next meeting. In fact, I should pull those to make sure I get those over to him." Dwayne, yes, Peter, not repeat. Yes, that is correct. Went and saw End of Oak Street with the fam. Good money, otherwise known as movie. Nice. What is End of Oak Street? Bandai, otherwise known as movie. Nice. What is End of Oak Street? Bandai have been just 1% behind Mia with marketing and subject choices. Bandai have been just 1% behind Tamiya with marketing and subject choices. Oh, I don't think that's true at all. I think they're ahead of Tamiya because whereas Tamiya continues to work on the traditional model, I think Bandai is working on, I mean, they know where their bread's buttered and they're working on anime properties and sci-fi properties. Star Wars is an example. What's going on, Dwayne? And Oak Street is an awesome movie. Okay. I'm gonna have to look this one up. What is End of Oak Street? All right, let's do some scribing. We're gonna continue this line, stop there, and then go up. I need this tool. Made traditional models that Tamiya would have serious competition. Correct. But they know that, gee, because remember, Bandai used to make traditional models and they stopped because they're like, oh, fuck, we can make a lot more money making something that we now own the property to. So good for them. Last day of vacation. Going to a beautiful spot we drove by yesterday. Oh, and where is this beautiful spot? Or are you going to keep it to yourself? Like a dog. Come on. Yeah, it would help if I actually went the other way around. Give me a second, my friends. There we go. Nice. Continue that beautifully, if I do say so myself. Let's see. And we were a subdivision from the 82 time travel to the dinosaur past. Okay, cool. Family enjoyed it. That's good. Hey, Robert. Good morning. How are you? How's things starting for you today? Don't even know how to describe it. My wife put a pin on Google Maps as we passed it. Nice. Imagine part of your cul-de-sac is transported to a time place with dinosaur-like monsters. It's a survival sci-fi starring Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor. Interesting. Okay. Cool. As long as you guys enjoyed it, I love it. Sci-fi and anime are offshoots of the mainline models, but I would love to see Bandai try to get back in the mainstream market. I would love to see it too. I doubt we'll ever see that though, because I think again, one of the things I'll grant Bandai is they're not stupid in terms of like money making. They made some mistakes, having read their history. They made a lot of mistakes in the past, but looking at, let's see, we can buy a property, own a property, make literally be completely vertically integrated in this and rock on. Maps. Mata Jardin Jose do Canto. Where the? Oh, stop the press. Where are we? Dude, I completely forgot how fucking away the Azores are from Portugal. One of our guys at work is, I think his family is originally from the Azores. Dude, that's awesome. Looking at the pictures of it. Hold on, I'll be right there, guys. Why not? Anyway, wow. Dude, Dwayne, that sounds like an awesome place to visit. Congratulations, man. Hopefully the kids had fun, not just the adults. I texted it to you. Thank you. Already got a tech call out on the shortest staff day and company merger goes through this week. So it's going. Oh, fuck, Robert. Robert, have you heard any news or is it going to be like, hey, surprise? Richie, good morning. How are you? Dunks run yet or not? Does Obi-Wan have his lightsaber in it? Right. Piclet time again. Piclet. Just making sure I'm understanding how Richie. Bandai loves money. They want the biggest market possible. Correct. That's what they're there for. I mean, aren't they one of the largest media conglomerates in the world at this point? I mean, think about it. Certainly per capita, they probably are. It's a church in the middle of a forest next to a lake with a waterfall behind it. Yeah, dude, I saw the photo. I mean, it's like that's kind of groovy. Everyone, I have a daughter. I must return there. Nice. Oh, that's awesome, man. Mike, good morning. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. Everything I hear is we don't expect any big changes for the first few months, year, then it'll hit as an avalanche. Absolutely. And Robert, I'm sorry, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's a J.J. Abrams film. Okay. Yeah. JJ, yeah. Hey, again, here's the thing. Everybody's got their thing. If you're into JJ Abrams films, knock yourselves out. I have I seen any film of his that I've liked? No, not really. I'm good. Sucks it's Sunday though. Yeah, yeah, weekend flies by. It sure does. Too many people. I can't feed all of you. Once the merger goes through, my pension is capped as of the closure date. My plan is to talk to a financial planner to figure out what to do with current 401k, and then I'll start looking at options. Good for you, Robert. Good for you. All right, guys, give me a second here. Let me just continue on with this thing just a smidge. There we go. I continue to become more proficient at this work, which makes me happy. Shit. One thing about this thing is it does slip a little bit. Trying to hold the this thing in place is a little tough. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. All right, got that done. And then we're going to come across. Yeah, this is the one I might have to draw a line for. Let's see. Father-in-law's home. Yay! Finally got released yesterday afternoon. How's he doing, Mike? Gonna lose 54 hours of PTO next year, but then who knows if I'll have a job. Yeah. Yeah, mergers are the best thing, aren't they? Fuck mergers. Overall, though, I'll have benefits of a new 401k and my current wage for a year. Yeah. And again, if it gives you the opportunity to look for something new, Robert, that's great. It honestly looks like it might be okay. James makes very durable spectacle. Is my favorite of his. Yeah, I would say that it's probably my favorite of his as well. His original work is very Spielberg without heart. Yeah, and I'm not a big Spielberg fan either. So, yeah, if you take away the heart from a Spielberg film, you basically got like just yeah nonsense in my opinion. But that's just me. Uh, is it bad if I put a slice of tasty cheddar cheese on the fry pan and cook it until it goes crispy? Absolutely not. It sounds yummy. Forgettable spectacle, not durable. Yeah. Yeah, forgettable spectacle. Yeah. I'm liking that is awesome. That's the FIL. The FIL is home. Also close the door. Also can't close the door on potential opportunities that may make in new companies. So, but it's the great unknown, and unknown is scary. That's exactly it. In this economy, yeah, that's exactly the issue, Robert. And that's why I always tell my kids, it's like, be loyal to no company, do what you got to do, and if a better opportunity comes, go for it. Geez, I don't know, moving on. It's like, yeah, no, 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 go for it. Haven't got too much of an update yet, but today we take delivery of the new to us tractor. Nice. I'll see him this afternoon. Sweet. Are you going to give him a ride on the tractor? I'm trying to get my groove back model-wise, but this current build has been a challenge. I don't even feel like it is the quality of recent builds, but it's harder. Interesting. Looking up J.J. Abrams' director credits is illuminating. He is a fair producer, but he has not directed anything with any kind of enduring soul. Why is he so revered? Because of, I mean, he was like one of the creators of Lost, which I think is like the hallmark of where he came from. But yeah, no. Okay, breakfast time, magical church opportunity. Dwayne, take it easy, brother. We'll touch base sometime this week. Enjoy the time, man. I'm so happy for you guys. It's wonderful that I got this time. Absolutely, man. And sings with a lot of polished black substance. Yeah. Yeah, in many ways, it's kind of fun. Like if you give it a choice between him and Zack Snyder, Snyder at least I think really tries hard to add something to his films to make them. Whether you like things like Watchmen or Sucker Punch or any of those things, he tries something. I never feel that with Abrams. With Abrams, it just feels like he doesn't give a shit about the property if he's working on an existing property. Like I said, meh. He's meh. That's all I'm say. He's meh. So, my friends, I just want to do a little check here. Did I use the scribing jig on this or not? I go straight. It looks like I just went straight. Straight. All right. Let's see. Abrams things with a lot of powerful lack substance. Pretty but shallow. Yep. Own the company. Don't let the company own you, or just threaten to leave like me in a professional manner and watch them screw around like cockroaches. Yep, exactly. And if they're not going to do that, then that's fine. Look for greener pastures, and that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with greener pastures. I mean, I know, Mike left. Mike was on here first, left for exactly the same reasons. Company was starting to fuck with him, and he moved on to greener pastures. And in fact, Mike, if Mike is still here, my understanding it was quite a job that he really wanted. God bless. All right. Let's see how far back we're going to go now. Say approximately 16 mil, and from here to the back, 19. Where will 16 take me? That seems incorrect. Let's measure this again. Yeah, I totally measured that incorrectly. Let's try that number again, shall we? Make that 21, not 16. Measure twice, cut once, 21. And this should be about 19. There we go. Got it. Okay. Best decision ever. I'm not a huge fan of Snyder. He's too much of a disciple of Frank Miller, but yeah, he does. I think he's made some good films. I think he's made a lot of shit, and I don't really watch a lot of his stuff. I do think Sucker Punch is great, and I thought Watchmen did a very admirable job of trying to get us the original comic. I mean, that comic is next to impossible to do right, but I think he came close to pulling it off. I'm saying he will be a bit resistant to the new tractor as it's newer than 1970. He'll find 10 things wrong with it, but that's okay. I expect it, and I'll take. At least he's here to give opinion. There you go. That's funny as hell, Mike. Hollywood's nothing but missed opportunities always, and that's why again Hollywood is Hollywood. So in this Gundam kit bash I'm breaking a cardinal rule. I'm using pure white. Ooh, my God, you are breaking a cardinal rule. And man, oh man, is that a pain? Yep. But it was worth it to alleviate the stress I was under. Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. I can totally understand that. You know, you can always, in funny ways, it's like you can always adjust a little bit within reason. Like if you take a pay cut, you can find ways of working around it. Um, we certainly did. But the quality of life, I mean, how do you make changes to that? You know, especially if you're suffering at work and you're like, this is just misery on a stick. Also using that dry pigment mixed gold chrome, which is tricky to use. Are you talking about the what the fuck those things were called? I used to have one up here. Yeah. That stuff's not available anymore, is it, Robert? Who's the director of The Professional? Luc Besson, French filmmaker. He's made some great things. I mean, he did that, The Fifth Element. He's made a lot of shit too. Sucker Punch was very good. Watchmen was great with one quibble. What's the quibble? Ooh, I'm curious. I have not watched the unedited or the re-edited version of that, which I'd like to catch at some point. I really enjoyed that film though. I know you shouldn't use pure white because it looks unnatural, but in this case, the design is angelic. So I wanted to look at, yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. So the gold, green stuff world, gold pigments mixed with, oh, okay, gold, green stuff world makes that stuff too. Cool. That's the one. All right, give me a second, guys. Just wanna. I think I'm gonna have to draw this line here just to have something to follow. How does that compare to that? Yeah, looks good. All right, give me a second, guys. I'll be right there. Sweet. City of a Thousand Planets was a letdown. Yeah. He's made a lot of garbage too. I think he's made a lot of good stuff and a lot of garbage. The Professional, Fifth Element. What was this? Oh God. La Femme Nikita was his first break. What was this? Oh God. La Femme Nikita was his first breakout film. That was a fabulous fucking film. Love that film. As for the quibble, the choice to make the global threat Dr. Manhattan instead of AO. Got it. Okay. I'm not sure it was a bad decision. It definitely changed things, but I get it. It actually, in some ways, kind of personalized a little bit more, which I kind of appreciated. But in any case, yes, I get what you're saying. Cuts ain't in my vocabulary when it comes to earning a living. My company knows how I am, and when I sense fuckery, I address before they do. That's great. You know, Richie, good for you that you're able to have that kind of dialogue with your company. I mean, I'm sure there's, you know, you're coming across with a little bit of bravado, but there's something very positive about being able to say to your company, and if they listen to you, to just say, things are not going well. Stop fucking around and let's get things working well. And if what you're saying improves company morale, bottom line, whatever, great. So I was done, but it cost and ease of execution, but it kind of hurts the overall a bit because instead of rallying humanity against a supposed invading force to unite them, you're rallying against them against basically a god. Yeah, and that has other implications. It does, but I think it's actually in some ways also a little bit more realistic. I think, and as near perfect as Watchmen is as a book, I think there's something to be looked upon now 40 years later about a certain imperfection that, I mean, an alien. Just it's like it's to me, it's like Alien always seems like Deus ex machina. I absolutely love City of a Thousand Planets. I never expected it to be new Star Wars, but we don't get imaginative sci-fi like that anymore. Well, that's the whole thing. I think a European style of filmmaking and sci-fi is something that we definitely miss. It's hard sci-fi like Project Hail Mary nowadays, or existing IPS like Star Wars and Star Trek. La Fama Nikita was so good. Hollywood has to make a US version that naturally sucked, which I've never seen. Never cared. You're right. The original was so good. Why waste your time on the remake? Was just a breath of fresh air to me as it was new concepts, I suppose. What was the Valerian film? I can't remember. I don't think Luc Besson, he might have done that. The Valerian film. Great visuals, awful story. And based on a very well-regarded Mobius comic, right? Same here, but I like the movie, not the acting. Neil answers, Polity Universe is freaking awesome. Polity Universe, that sounds kind of interesting. That was City of a Thousand Planets. Oh, that was it? Valerian and the City of a Thousand. Oh my God, that film was terrible. Yes, I agree with the visually because, like I said, it had a Mobius to it. But other than that, no, that film was awful. All right, let's take a look here at what we got. We got that done. Let's do a little comparo. Close the fuck enough, don't care. Let's go across. Oops, wrong tool. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right there. Ooh, time check. Plenty of time. Excellent. Whew. City of, yeah. I hope no movie are ever made of it. Sometimes it's best not to. Yeah. And other times it's best to. I mentioned recently Colossus, the Forbin Project, as a movie. I've seen that movie a few times. Love the film. The novel actually is a little different. I'm not a big fan of the way the characters come across. I think they're played much better in the movie. I think the filmmakers took a very good novel and really ran with it in a way that improved upon it significantly. Hard to believe that movie was made in 1970. So I decided to read the first book, and then I read the second book. And the second book, and we're talking about like aliens as an example. The second book, they start introducing aliens, and I'm like, what the fuck? By the end of the second book, and there's also something on on rape that I think was very dated in its analysis, very dated, and not in any way, shape, or form well done. But They did a third book, and I'm like, I'm not sure I can even get through the third book because I was so disappointed with the second one. Anyway, let's see what we got here. They do listen now because most of the people I started out with left the company. There you go. So yeah, you've got real world experience that actually lends credence to what you do. That's good. Visuals, amazing concepts, and world building, imaginative, and breath of fresh air. Plot, yeah, mid. Yeah, plot. So 75% of the people I started, I say about 75% of the people I said, wow, 7 years ago left. Wow. And is this management? Is this top to bottom, Richie, or is this people kind of at like your level? Just like Ender's Game and Dune, they will royally fuck it up. Oh yeah. I didn't really care for Ender's Game. The book was good. I enjoyed the book. The movie was terrible. Was not great. And Dune, I after the first one, I'm like, yeah, you guys are just Hollywoodizing this, and thank you, but no, thank you. And yeah, I like Denis Villeneuve, but yeah, no, sorry. The book is nobody's been able to do that book justice. And in fact, what's funny, Lynch, I think, came closer than anybody, and he did a terrible job. Okay, catch you all later. Time to go take care of dad. Have a great day. Tony, you too, my friend. Enjoy your time with your dad and your mom, I'm assuming. So do good and enjoy your day, brother. Well, is what I imagine we would get if Michael Bay was French. Yeah, that's actually a really good analysis. I like that. I totally don't like Michael Bay. Another two-dimensional filmmaker of just, yeah. But again, energy saver is on. Oh yeah, maybe I should plug this thing in before everything dies. What do you guys think? There we go. Forgot to plug the laptop in. That would have sucked. I'm interested to see how the new Foundation series, but worried it'll be another letdown. Yeah, I'm the same way. I didn't like the novels. I don't think it's Asimov. I take it back. It is typical Asimov. I think, especially by the what is it? Foundation. I never remember the order of the books. Second Foundation was the last book. I really did not like the ending of that book. One of the things I found that's problematic with Asimov is he just becomes so verbose. And I know the books were written in the 50s, but man, it sucked. But at the same time, I'm looking at the visuals on the Apple TV series, and I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. I like Foundation. A little bit of both, but I'm kind of secure in the company. They know I have a trump card and not afraid to use it. Nice. Oh, wield it where you can. Morning, Gorge. Morning, boys. Good morning, N. Hey, Ken, how are you? All right, line across. Looking good. The only thing I'm going to do is just going to finish it off here. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right. And now, if memory serves, we go up and over. Yep, just like that. Ooh, what the fuck are we going to? All right, I'm gonna do another measurement here and see where we're gonna go to, and I'm gonna have to do a little height measurement. All right, let's assume we begin there. All the way across, we're looking at 24-ish. 24. Six. Oh. A little over 6. I can do that. Whew. The Apple TV series, that is. Yeah. Look at the Jodorowsky's Dune. The best art and direction for it. Yeah. The movie that never came about, though. Good documentary, though. Greeting and salutations, Mighty King Ken of Kenmark. I trust this weekend has done thee well. I have a trump card for my work, too. Nice. I am the boss. That's the best kind of trump card you can have. Ken. Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. Smile and wave. All right. We have to come across this way as well. Let me see what we got here. I think the first thing we're going to do, come out and about. Oh, yeah. This is a lot of stuff aligned, which I'm happy with. And I'm pretty tickled pink because I think once these lines are done, we're actually almost done with this. I just got to do the riveting on the I don't know, I call it the Star Trek side of things. All right, let's just go across, see where we're going to end, and then we're going to measure. We want to go down 6, I think it was 6 and change. Too high. Give it, guys. There we go. A little over 6. That's fine. That's 6.5. Yeah, that'll do. And then make sure this 22, and this is, if I recall, was 24. We have to go. This is going to have to go down a little bit. There we go. Now I just got to also measure this end. $16. Yeah, 16. There we go. Got it. So if this is 24 now, we are done, daddy, done. And it is 24. Got it. All right, let's see what we got here. Repeat, Joe, here now, boys, here now. Out with the Mr. Surfacer now. You're late. Attention for you, my friend. Love it. Out with the Surfacer now. Yeah, let's do this. Once again, I will say this tool has been fun to use. So fucking fun. There we go. Sweet. All right. I'm going to do this real quickly. I just want to see what it looks like. Yeah. Good. All right, good. Take a quick break here. Yo, Mike. That's the other odd thing with this Bill George. I'm using Mr. Aqueous Surfacer as a base coat. Really? As a base, because that's as white as it white can get? Interesting. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Not gonna lie, that looks good. That's the other odd thing with the Bill George. I'm using Mr. Aqueous Surface as a base coat. Actually, the final coat too, because of the texture. Interesting. It's going to go gloss white with Tamiya X22, but when I messed up and sprayed Surfacer over it to smooth it out again, I kind of just like the look better. Nice. So coated over with clear on everything with Surfacer again. Sweet. Hey, serendipity. Serendipity. Done. 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 Let's see. Try to look in the end, but I'm kind of going with the process as the process reveals itself. Nothing wrong with that. The gold says it is the gold has to be the highest layer of paint because if I master over it, I will ruin the finish, and glossing it does as well. Yeah. Trying to figure out panel lining with this is tricky. Yeah, I can understand that. All right. We're going to do a quick check here. Just want to see if I've got, that thing is shifted a bit. See if I can get this thing shifted over a bit this way. That's close enough. I got to glue this into place though. All right, let's do this. Right. Which logo you pick for Pat? Yeah, Richie. It's one of two. I think you're on my email distribution list, and if you're not, you will be. I will get that posted sometime this week. I can't remember which one it is now, but there is definitely one chosen. Yeah, because I got to order them this week too, since I want to make sure I get them in time for PatCon. There we go. All right. Let's do a quick check. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Got all those, got those. I don't think there's anything there. Nope. Solid, 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 solid. Stop there. I love it. Oh, yeah, of course. I got to do this side. Completely forgot. At least in parts, yeah. I just did a new logo for my boy who a popular trap house DJ, and he using it on his new album next month. So I'm excited. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's cool. Look at you go. Dude, by the way, Richie, yeah, guys, if you're not familiar, Richie does do graphic work. And I will tell you, he sent over five choices for PatCon stickers. I'm going to be doing another sticker this year, exclusive to the show, and the designs were great. And again, the other cool thing about it was it wasn't AI generated, so I'm very very happy about that. Very happy about that. Not having something AI generated. So thank you, Richie. All right. This is all freehand. The only thing we have to do, we're going to do the same thing we did the last time. We're just going to run a pencil along this edge so I can actually see where the fucking edge is. Nope, no AI here. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Oops, not that it matters. Okay, we now see that. Hard as fuck, but let's do this. We may have to do it from two different directions, but either way. All right, this is going to be the hardest thing because as I come across, I'm literally going to be, sorry guys, I'm going to be coming up this way and rolling across the top. Let me get a little closer. Rolling up this way and wrapping around like so. But totally doable. All right. Here we go. crushed some of the plastic there. I'm gonna have to do some repair. Kind of figured as such. This is pretty thin up here. Yeah. Give me a second, guys. Try not to destroy this other side. There we go. All right. That came out pretty good, except for, like I said, there's an area here that got a little crushed because the plastic caved in. That's fine. I'm just gonna go in with this tool here, enhance those holes. And then we're gonna just do a little bit of patching. And then the worst that happens is I can make that look like damage. So I'm totally fine. Well, there was no anything visual at least. Photoshop and PicArts app is what I use, and I make my own designs for PNY shirts and hoodies. I make myself, and my close people, George, is one of them. Yes, indeed. And I appreciate it, Richie, and you're gonna get taken care of. I'm all in house. You to look professionally, hobby, amateur, Rich. All right, let's do a little repair. In fact, before we do that, what is it Ray said yesterday? I think like paper has like a 4,000 grit. I wonder what paper towel has. There we go. Just getting some of that stuff worked down. Now we're just going to work on this real quickly. And we're going to apply some surfacer. Do the same thing over here. There we go. All right. How exciting. These things are going on very shortly. Very exciting. And that's secure. Okay. Surfacer. Time check. Plenty of time. Let's put some tools away. We are going to be scribing the backpack as well. There's not much left. The backpack isn't getting a lot. Not much left. The backpack isn't getting a lot. But I also don't want to overdo it on the nacelle and forget to do something on the backpack. Anyway, who's still on? Who's still on? Just curious just to see who's still here. I don't see any overspray, which is great. I did like any skill. I mean, I think this comes back to I'm just going to say it. Here's the thing, guys. I don't believe that one never attains mastery, but one continues to approach it. And the only way you're going to do that is by doing, when I look at the riveting I've done on this nacelle versus the other one versus some of the other stuff I did earlier, I'm getting better at it as my technique is starting to, I'm not perfect, and that's not my point, but the technique continues to get better. Why do I paint and weather the bottom of the tank? I don't know. Why do you? Yeah. Contrary to what, what's his name? Cold Demons PL says, honestly, no one looks under a tank. I think Repeat is right. There is something up with the paper towels. They seem to be dividing into practical pairs. You think so, huh? You think so? This guy. I'm always monitoring comms. Nice, Badgie. Badgie. I told my daughter, Joey, that there's going to be another season or another season or two of Lower Decks, and she's like, "No way!" So we're pretty stoked. Look under kits at PatCon. Only car models, and Ray, to that point, so do the car modelers at Classic Plastic. So if they do it, we can do it. All right, let's smooth some shit out here. I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that. There we go. And there's nothing to say that if something doesn't work, it can't be damage. They canceled. They canceled after. Well, the series ended after 5 seasons. But it sounds like they're going to be coming back with a few more. And hey, Robert, I got a favor to ask. You're in contact with Richard Price, right? Let Richard know you will be gravely disappointed if he does not go to PatCon. Let him know. For all fun, but people want to throw me something for my work. I understand, and it's only fair. Absolutely. Biology PatCon is impact resistance, featuring a trebuchet. Nice. Oh, I listened to your episode of Built Sideways. Well done. I like their term, genre agnostic. Yeah, I like that term too. Genre agnostic. Thank you for letting me know, Ken. I'm kind of curious as to how it turned out. I've heard from a number of people that they've enjoyed it. I'm hoping, if nothing else, I made my points clearly. I mean, I always take it personally that if you speak publicly, make sure you don't sound like an asshole, and make sure that you sound like you kind of coming from some level of professionalism. So I'm hoping that came across that way. Yeah, so this monitor is interesting. My eyes and my lower face are particular. There's a lot of shadowing. I think we are going to put a tropher down here. I think we are going to hang one there. Yeah, I think I'll try to get one later this week. Yeah, new season of Lower Decks are set, but who knows when we will get it. I was making a movie, if nothing else. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm not sure if it'll translate. I mean, yes, you can, but I'm not sure it'll translate as well as into a movie. But it'd be great if it became another series if they continued with it. All right, my friends, get some of this shit done. I'm also going to scribe a little bit of detailing on these guys as well. These are the tanks that get stuck on the side. I thought I labeled these things. Maybe not. Boimler is currently starring as Superman in HBO Max's new cartoon. Oh, really? That's Boimler was what's his name? Yeah, it's also in The Boys. You came off as a great panel guest. Mason did great as well. Thank you. Appreciate it, Ken. Appreciate it very much. If you would be interested in seeing what you could do with a logo of mine, I would be more than happy to throw something after you. Ooh, and Jack is Jack Wade. Quaid, not Wade, Quaid, yeah. And Jack is crushing. Jack Quaid is a very talented actor. I hope he doesn't become a douchebag like his dad as he gets older, but he is a very talented actor, without a doubt. All right, we got that. We got that. Let's see what we're going to do. Do I want to scribe any more lines here? We got those two there. I don't think I want any more there. I mean, I could do riveting around here. Let's see what happens. Let's get this nacelle. Drop it in. I guess I could. Generally don't see a benefit to it, but I guess I could. All right, I got some ideas. Ideas. I think this is like an original idea anyway. Give me a second, guys. It's gonna be tight. I may not go on the inside there. May not, because I don't want to. Okay. Let's see what we got. Went to Donut Dip. Turns out Barf really likes old fashioned. Nice. Who doesn't like an old fashioned? Does the sign still read Nut Dip? Tom, good morning. What's going on, brother? Tom, Peter, Tom, everybody saying hi. Everybody saying hi. Woo! Nice. There we go. All right, done. Little touch up there, but man, no big deal. I don't think I really want. Do I want to go there? Cross. I don't know. We'll see. Everybody's saying hello. In fact, my friends, if I get this done now, it is possible I may be able to just I may be able to get these ends glued together. So yeah, it might be that this weekend I'm done. I'm done with the nacelle and I can actually get to assembling, wiring everything through and assembling. Hmm, that would be nice. I think we are going to do this here. Can I get, no, can't get in there. I'm going to have to do this guy. Oof. Give me a second, guys. Nice. Everybody's still saying hello. Love it. Got it. Not perfect, but that'll do. Like I said, I might touch it up afterward. We'll see. So, expecting work and assembly to begin in 2 to 4 months. No, I'm actually hoping to get the wiring run through here today. What time is it? Yeah, possibly. I don't have a lot of rivet work to do on this thing. There's not as much here. The only thing I've got to do is core out some of the plastic here on the back side of this. See that slit right there? On the back side, have to core out some of it in order to make sure the wires get through. If you were invited to a family member's wedding through your mother's invitation when you have not lived there a decade, but your sibling got a separate invite, would you go? Oh, that's an interesting one. Ooh, hold it a second. Good morning, Emma. How are you? Always good to see Emma popping in and saying good morning. Always good. Good. Nice. Any special plans for today, Emma? What are you doing today? And how is your Saturday? Nice. That one came up good. 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 Go up that side. Yep. We'll do a little touch up here in a little second. Morning. Depends. Is the wedding open bar? If it's open bar, oh, hell yeah, you're totally invited. Wedding is an hour away at 5 p.m. Like ceremony is at 5 p.m. Yeah, that's a good one. So, question, Robert, is the thought that's the person who's setting out the invitation thought that you were living at home with your parents, and that's why an invitation was sent separately? So I'd be working till 3, then driving down there, and next day it's bake-on. Oh, yeah, perfect. Oh, hell yeah. It's riding the edge. Whew, that was fun. No, it has to be this one. Has to be this one. Sorry, guys, give me a second here. There we go. Okay. Gonna do a little bit of cleanup work, and then this is done. This, my friends, is done. I mean, I could do a little scribing up top here, but I don't really see a need for it. Simple. I don't do weddings. Nice. The booze is free. I'm there. No, they know I don't, which is why I kind of is off-putting. Yeah. How close are you to these people? Unless there was a specific and acceptable explanation as to why you are considered a parents plus one, I would feel the treatment a bit passive aggressive and not show up. Yeah. My feeling is kind of I've been supportive of the couple and looking forward to their wedding, but if you can't even ask me in my address to send me an invite or send a separate invite, yeah, I agree. Now again, sometimes we read into things, right, Robert? It's a tough one. A no invite for my girlfriend of 7 years. Yeah, I may skip, but I feel guilty. It's a tough one. Can you have a conversation with them if you're relatively close to them? Can you just say, "Hey, I'm just curious. I mean, am I invited?" You can ask it like in that way, right? Like even if the explanation is we didn't know your address, they could still have sent your invitation. Or if you guys are close enough, it sounds like you guys are close. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes poor communication creates more poor communication, and that's not always good. If you're close enough with them and just asking them, "Hey, I'm just curious," and then at least at that point, if they're like, "Yeah, we didn't care for you to come," all right, then you have a clear answer. Or, "Oh shit," or maybe they sent it out and it got lost. God knows, right? I don't know. Yeah, we live in a world where there's so much anxiety, I guess, over this stuff. Wouldn't go, didn't get an invitation. Yeah, you guys are all assholes. Just saying. Not really that close. That side of the family never sends me direct invites. I always have to hear things through my parents. Yeah, maybe they still think of you in those terms. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's a tough one, Robert. I mean, I could see you going both ways, taking it personally and just saying, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm not going to go," and at the same time, um, if it's just their myopic view of who you are within the family structure, that's too bad. All right, let's get some of this stuff done. There we go. We'll fill in one of those little holes right now. I think we're good. It's kind of done. That's a tough one. I don't know. I wouldn't go. Yeah, at 42. Yeah, I hear you. I wouldn't go. Yeah. In some ways, I don't disagree with the guys, but at the same time, it kind of breaks my heart to hear everybody saying, "Nah, I wouldn't go." Because I think what ends up happening is, and this is the kind of the world we now live in. No offense, guys, but this is the world we now live in, where you know what, you diss me in some way, fuck you is the attitude. And I kind of, as opposed to just kind of engaging in a conversation and just asking somebody, hey, any chance? I mean, am I just not invited? And there's nothing wrong with that, because if at this point, if you're already pissed off, there's nothing wrong with just saying to somebody, I feel like you guys don't want me to come. And let me know if that's okay. That's fine. I was thinking of the blood sugar issues I've had. I have to eat on a schedule, driving an hour after work, and being at a wedding when I'm having dinner. That's a different conversation. They never send you invitations, yet your siblings get an invitation. Screw them. Wow. Might put me at risk of a low siblings get an invite, nieces in the wedding. Going full drag. I like Ken's approach. Again, I would ask, like I said, if you're already feeling like they've upset you, what's the worst that happens if you just ask them, am I not invited? Is my girlfriend not invited? Again, let me know. No harm, no foul. If you guys don't want me to show up, I won't show up. But let them give you the answer. I do stuff. I do stuff out of spite. I would go across the street and have a bigger party. Yeah. 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 No offense, guys. I find some of these responses a little unfortunate. All right, let's get holes drilled to accommodate. Well, I'm actually bore this out too. Boring out plastic. One of my favorite things to do. Weddings are a great test. Are great to test out new dance moves. Yes. See, Ken's got it all figured out. Ask what's up, and if the answer is not satisfactory, then you would always have flare up of that horrible combat injury from Vietnam. I feel like regardless, I should be there for family. Robert, I think you are taking the right and mature attitude towards this. I think, again, if you're asking, I would ask them, hey, is there a reason why you don't, I didn't get an invitation? And if their response is like, yeah, we don't like you, great. If they're like, oh shit, we forgot, sorry, great. But to your point, did your mother say she wants to go with you? I'm really curious, and parents still go with them, then go and bring the girlfriend. Well, but here's the other thing. Yeah, you bring the girlfriend. She's been with you for 7 years. She is your family, of course. There we go. The only thing I'm going to do is I got to figure out how to kick this thing out a little bit. I may not. Maybe I'll just leave it like that. That doesn't look too bad. Huh. We may be gluing these in place today, guys. We shall see. We shall see. Going to just talk American politics. All invitations should cease after that. Wow. I joke, I don't believe in embarrassment. Just asking if they get upset. You know the answer. Absolutely, Joe. Right. If you feel like you've been slighted, there's nothing wrong with it. Say, hey, just curious. It's the balance of feeling being treated poorly and wanting to be there for family. Yeah. I put them on the spot with the question, 7 years in NYC is common law spouse. Yeah. The other option is my dad won't be able to go because of health issues. So maybe I go spend time with my pops. That's a possibility too. Yep. So it looks like you've got your answers. When asked about Amber, mom told me she was told they weren't allowing plus ones because of cost, but I'm willing to be. Doesn't apply to everyone. Yeah, don't tease us like that. Nice. All right, let's get. I really want to do this. I really want to get this thing glued in place. Is there any reason why I wouldn't glue it in? And I think oh, fuck, I did forget 2 lines. God damn it. I forgot 2 lines. Time check? Plenty of time. I forgot the 2 lines around the center here. Quick spacing. 3 mil. Guys, give me a second here. I apologize. We're going to kick it over this way just a smidge. There we go. Nope. Yes, got it. Let's see. Never could take his invite, but mom vetoed that idea. Magnets. Magnets is better than glue. But would I ever? I magnets as in to hold these in the cells in place. I think given that they're motorized, I need more structure than that. In fact, I may peg them. I'm not sure yet. I don't need to brace myself for potential assembly progress. To be honest, Robert asked everyone for their opinion, and they have them. Honestly, I find it a bit off that you assume the right to admonish people for answering a question directed directly at them. I don't have a problem with it. Sorry if I upset you, Peter, but no. I found it a little disheartening to hear, again, my personal opinion as well. I find it a little disheartening to hear the people I say, fuck them, instead of engaging in conversation. We live in a world right now where we don't engage in conversation, and you just reinforce the point. Or maybe not answering, but for how they answered. No, I can be disappointed with the responses. Sorry. If it upsets you, I'm sorry, but not sorry. All right, let's get that scribed in. And those are going down to right there. One. Two. Done. Lines are in. That is now officially done. Let's see. Hey, people having a good discussion. Everyone has a different view and opinions, which is why I was like, hey, let's ask the crowd. Yeah, absolutely. And ultimately, it's Robert's decision. Whatever Robert feels like he needs to do. I get it. All right, this. There we go. But Robert, you did mention here that your recommendation is to use magnets. I'm not sure if I can use, again, I'm not an electrical guy, but I'm assuming if I use magnets with this wiring, I'm wondering if it won't disrupt power to it. Let's see. The new sin is to shame others for their embarrassment. Yeah. The new sin. Yeah, exactly. Oops, hey, not that way. Oh God. There we go. Could do that, glue it into place, tack it into place, and then afterward, I'm going to need to use some kind of filler in the back there. Not a lot, but some. Sorry, Megan, so as a joke. Oh, as a joke. Actually, I thought you were serious. And in fact, magnets would be perfect in this application. The only issue with it is, again, whether it's going to be stable enough to support the root itself and what it'll do electrically to the signal. Because I'm so forgetful and don't like gluing things in place. Oh, I love gluing. Gluing is my friend. Robert, okay, question for you. So all the models that you basically have shown that I've seen of yours, how much of that is actually glued in place? So like hatches and stuff, I'd rather magnetize than glue. If I forget, I have to get back in. Yeah. Wife is calling. I'm out. Later, Peter. Have a good one, man. Wrap They wrap cords around magnets for degaussing. I don't think being near a magnet field would cause interference for what you're doing. Okay. That's good to know. Thank you, Ray. I'm still not going to do it, but yes, I appreciate that. But we are going to start gluing this in place. You know why? Because I've been really wanting to do this. Really been wanting to glue this in place. I want to get this thing done. And I'll just do a little bit of gap filling in the back here if necessary. But so far, let's do this. Exia is the only kit I use glue on, I think. Wow. Really? Yeah. I think everything I do now is basically glued in place. There we go. And we're probably going to end up doing is once this thing kind of tacks a little bit, I get it where I want it. I'm then going to hit the inside with CA. But do you put on your magnets with more magnets? Always, don't you? I do. That was because the third-party metal frame has some loose finishes, and I had to glue some around. Interesting. Everything else is snap fit. If I'm erasing seams, I found a lot of creative ways to allow me to seal lines and still allow me to remove limbs and pose. Wow. Yeah, no. I like, oh shit. Yeah, that's not doing shit. I like gluing shit in place. And this right now is not gluing in place. This may have to get hit with, let me take a look. This may have to get hit with CA. and a lot of it. But I'm going to hold it in place here for a few. What time? Yeah, I got about 5 minutes. See what happens. Let's see. I think I'm line. Turn the peg on the inside of the forearm into C-clips or snap it. That's a different thing. Yeah, that I get. Turning it into a C-clamp is a different thing. I get that part. I've done that myself. Taking things apart, like major limbs apart, in order to um, glue things together or to paint things separately, I understand that part. Later, Nick. Have a good one, brother. Are made for kit bashing when I'm cutting and splicing joints. I'm using CA and baking soda. Yeah, we're gonna actually probably end up doing that here too. In fact, let me see if this thing is tacked enough yet. It's tacked. In fact, let me see if this thing is tacked enough yet. It's tacked. And now we're gonna do the CA thing. Yeah, tacked, but not very well. I'm not using this stuff. We're gonna have to go to this stuff. Let's get the fuck it, just settle down. I find just painting parts, things. Hold up, yeah. YMMV, yeah, my mileage is definitely different, but yeah. Again, I think we also work on two different types of models, generally speaking, so I understand. All right, let's get this done. Yeah, not really. Let's get this done. And then after this is done, we're going to go on the inside too. I can barely see. The fuck I'm gluing. All right, let's leave it like that and see what happens. Whew. And none any demo work yet, so set poses haven't been a thing. Yeah. Yeah. And again, totally depends on the type of model, right? And what you're doing with it. Completely understandable. Oh, that's good. And I'll do a little bit of cleanup right up top there, but not much to do. Love it. So far, so good. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm going to take this tape off. And one key reason. I thought I'd be painting these things, but I think what we're going to do is let's take this off. I got to test that motor. In fact, I think once we get a propeller on here, it's going to be very interesting to see how this thing works. Like, will it shake itself apart? And that seems pretty stable right now. Motor spinning. In fact, it's because I want that sexy look. Let's see what it looks like. Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Cap that. I could pour in. I might do that. See how much of this up I can get in here. Just to build up a little bit of material. Cargo. Gonna leave it just like that to dry. Done. Let's see. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Edwin, how are you? Once again, I can say I have no real interest in Gunpla recently, other than missing PGs in my PG collection. Interesting. Yeah, I've got a bunch of things I'm still interested in, but not enough to go out of my way to buy them. Tomorrow, I'm going to the Bandai pop-up store up in Burlington, Mass. Mostly to drop off flyers for PatCon. Though we did do it, I'm going to do it again. And if there's something that catches my eye, but not really planning on buying anything, certainly don't give a shit about any kind of clear plasticky anything. Not my cuppa. All right, that's done. Let's do how much time? Yeah, got a couple of minutes. I know I keep saying got a couple minutes, got a couple minutes, got a couple minutes. Let's get this wiring in place. Do the same thing here. We're going to just bore out a little bit of that plastic right there. Give me a second, guys. That's all I needed. Let's see. Hi, Joe. Yeah, backlights in or plus. So yeah, so it could be 10,000. And if I wanted to add 10,001, my choice. My blankets for the moment. Yeah, I have enough to paint. Yeah, and I kind of feel the same way. It's like I'm in a good place right now. Something has to really scream at me to be wanting to buy it, and primarily it'll be historical stuff. Anything at this point out will likely end up being historical. All right, this has to come down a bit. Gonna just grind down some of the plastic here. I want one clear plastic kit, one specific one because I have a concept idea, but I don't think it'll be reprinted anytime soon. So it's not surprising you still get more stuff. No, and I've never shied away. It's like I've. This is why when people said, "Hey, I'm not buying models," I said, "I'm not doing that. Of course, I'm going to buy a model. I'm dumb." It's like I've my feeling is I'm not. I understand myself well enough that I will likely end up buying something. You know what? Instead of hollowing it out down there because it's awfully close to the edge, I'm gonna thin back on this. Give me a second, guys. That should have done it. HTUC one pearl clear binder version. Only clear kit. A Kshatriya clear. Wow. I'm curious. I still get kits, just not Gunpla. Yeah, that's my point. I'm not going to stop buying kits, and I'll buy Gunpla as well if I see that one thing or those few things that I'm interested in. As I mentioned, the I think it's called the Mandor. It's actually a G Gundam kit. Really impressed with it. It's like that's kind of a cool looking kit. All right, this is still too high. Still too high. Too high to die, brother. All right. Let's get out the old file instead. Because it's neon green parts, and I have an idea in my head making a Green Lantern diorama of Kyle Rayner making a giant mech ring concert. Oh, that's kind of a cool idea. I like that. I couldn't even do what Mike did that one year, and I keep yeah for a whole year. Yeah, it's a tough one. And if you understand yourself well enough, then you know, like that's why it's like I've gotten to that point in my life. It's like never say never because you just don't know. All right, that's come down. That's where we want it. And that is looking schwanky. Okay, how are we looking overall? We're looking good. Candy color green and gloss. Dip the clear parts nice, but what I can say is I don't have a yearning for a complicated. Yeah, I get that. So looking SD Zaku kit for a group build, thinking of using Gundam artifact kits. Oh, that'd be kind of cool, Edwin. But I have a yearning for plain kits. I get that too. I get that too. All right, let's get this thing glued into place. Tack it in. And then we'll hit it with CA. And this is gonna suck a bit. Holding this thing in place is gonna suck. Okay. Finally finished, Mr. Surfacer. Gosh, nice. I wonder what can you build that takes up less space? Well, don't build PGs. Don't build 135th scale or large 148 scale. Build 172nd. Build 100. That's easy. All right, time's starting to run out. We got to get ready. We're heading out to go see a family friend up in New Hampshire. Very excited about it. Lovely woman. Basically, she's the surrogate grandmother to my kids. That's the way I call it. That's what I call her, at least. All right. Now let's get CA. Oof. Big old gap in back here. Fucking hate when that happens. These bottles are both good and bad. Fuck. All right, putting you down. All right, guys, give me a moment. I apologize. We are now going to have to go a little offline while I try to get glue into this area. Lots of glue. And I'll be doing filler in here too. Whew. Guys, apologies. Give me another moment. And do a little bit of cleanup afterward, but there's not going to be a lot, which is good. All right. Looking good. I may have to go in through the front. Lay down a little bead here. Ooh, that's gonna be sucky. Just got it on the rivets, which is gonna suck, but that's okay because I can redo the rivets. Lay down a little fillet. All right, sorry guys. Let's see. Get third-party kits. Let's clean the brush and notice I forgot the road wheels and gun barrel. Oh, hate when that happens. All right. I got some lines I might have to touch up afterward, but my friends, we got it done. This is done. Ready for primer. I've got just a little bit of gluing to do on the inside here, and then it's ready for primer. I feel you don't save much surface area behind 100, 144. Really? Of course you do. You build 144, Tom, it's like a third the size of a 160. Motor nuclear. Buy another PG new, then you can hold up the barn more room. You save 20%, 144. There's a lot wasted vertical space. Later space, so I'd see you tomorrow. Joe, take it easy, brother. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Okay, maybe. If you say so. I don't see that. Got to kick off and make some calls for work. Have a good day, guys. Robert, you too, brother, and good luck with the whole wedding thing. I hope it all pans out for the best. I genuinely do. Sorry, my friends. I really just want to get this thing done at this point. So just getting a bunch of this in here. There we go. All right. And theoretically, this is now done. Let's put the ruler away. Let's test this motor. Come on. Spinning. Done. All right, PGs out there. There's like 20 of them. Yeah, and they take up a lot more space than an HG. Like 60 HGs, and you still won't take up as much space as a PG. I get what you're saying, but still, I'm more 100s and 44. You bunch together display. It looks messy. If you say so, I like it personally, but that's just me. It's a personal thing. If you give them space for display, like 100 displayed in those proximity. In that format, I feel you fit only 2 more kits than 100. Maybe. All right. Again, personally, this thing is a brick. It weighs a ton, but that is now done. And just to see what it looks like, this is going to suck. Let's see if I can get these wires kind of sort of out of the way. That's it right there. My only hope is once I get all of this stuff wired in correctly, my only hope is that the intakes don't come crashing into the shoulders. If it does, then I got to space that thing out. 41144 PG. Someone in my club bought a shipping container and turned it into a workshop. Get one for your finished models, the biggest cabinet they make. Yeah, exactly. Good call. Actually, it's not a bad idea. All right, let's put the stuff away. Calipers away for the moment. Just trying to clean up a little bit here. Those can stay out. These can stay out. I still got to do some scribing on those. Put the pencil away. There is going to be LED work, like not LED LED work as well. I am going to be doing some external piping on this thing. I just haven't decided what yet. But we'll be doing that once we get closer to the finished model. Then I'll probably end up doing that. But right now, my friends, this is going great. Very happy with how this is coming out. And with luck, we'll get it done by December. Shipping container. Now I need to buy a nice plot of land. You do have one. You got one in Pennsylvania. Anyway, guys, stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on this morning. I really do appreciate it. Guys, you hear me say it every day. Go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can. Show kindness, love, and respect. Engage in dialogue. Engage in communication. If we take an instant dislike on something, all it does is create tension. Instead, try to engage and see what it does in terms of making things a little bit better for people. Show kindness, love, and respect. Do good. Enjoy the day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Peace. Peace, peace, peace.